now it's connected, and I'm gonna hide my tile.
And being able to use that as a way to inspire me to do more things. So getting some work done as well as tuning in and listening to all the wonderful stuff has been a wonderful time to spend a Saturday. If you feel like it, you can go and interact with my post there on the Kingdom group there. I would love to see how everybody else enjoyed their roundtable day. I know some people like to do watch parties or fold their laundry or whatever. And so I'm just really excited to hear how everybody spent their day and what classes they enjoyed. I really enjoyed my time learning about social media and different policies. And like I said, inspired me to make a post. Um, Your Majesty, do you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I got to attend some of the martial classes, which was really good. Since I'm martial on both fields, it was nice, and I just wanted to thank everyone for all the hard work they put in, not just today, but throughout the year, making sure the kingdom runs correctly. And we come together every reign to have today, but I know lots of work goes into making everything happen, and I want to thank everyone for that. So today's kind of a celebration of that, I think, a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, we wanted to make sure that we got through all of our wonderful greater officers and got to hear the different things that they're getting up to. So I'd like to go ahead and just dive right into that so we can start hearing what they have to say. First up on our list is the Seneschal.
Hold on, I'm working on technology.
Technology is, of course, always a blessing and a curse.
For me, it's always challenging. So Roundtable, although informational wise and interaction wise, is one of my favorite events. Public speaking wise, I don't enjoy it. So my statement is going to be somewhat brief. The population counts for the kingdom have been holding fairly steady over the past 6 months. I would encourage you, if you can, to renew your memberships. Make sure you support your kingdom that way. I want to thank Caitlin as my ER deputy. She recently stepped down. She saved my sanity at the beginning of my time as Seneschal, and I appreciate her beyond words. I want to thank McKay's for stepping in to become my ER deputy. I'm looking forward to her amazing organizational skills and ability to keep me on track and passing on the knowledge that I have gained in my time. The waiver process has been updated over the past 6 months, and it has become a way more user-friendly interface. I encourage you to get in there as seneschals or officers and make sure all your waivers are up to date. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the waiver deputy. She's an amazing resource. Also, the application officer position has also been updated recently and has become a much more user-friendly interface. So I want to thank the web ministers and all the people in AMP that have worked so hard to make this tool so effective and helpful to our kingdom and our day-to-day, so that it's not so cumbersome for the officers on a day-to-day basis. Make sure that you are updating your membership in AMP when it expires, because a lot of your offices and positions depend upon your ability to keep that updated. I want to thank everybody, all the seneschals and everybody that's been helping out. Pretty much Kingdom's running quietly and efficiently and pretty supportively, and that's because of all the hard work of all the officers and all the people that put the time and effort into that. That's not one person's effort. So thank you to everybody who steps up in any capacity. Consider applying for offices. If you have questions, you can reach out to me or the officers that currently hold those offices. And if you are considering putting in event bids and you have questions, reach out to the events bids deputy. I know that she would love to help you get those bids submitted. And our DEIB officer could not attend today and asked me to read their announcement. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to be looking down reading. She said, first, she would like to apologize to their majesty and populace for not being able to be there in person, but mundane obligations have kidnapped me. I would like to announce the appointment of my deputy, Armiger Serena Otterskana. She has been a strong presence working in Vinheim, and she's looking forward to working closer with her. At the last reign, we implemented a new project, a special DEIB section in courts for those with vision or hearing issues, or those who are new or should be able to experience the beauty of court, and for those with sensory issues or for whom having a closer seat is helpful. With this, I have word fame for the following people. The Golden Bridge Herald, Valeria Marcela de Martinez, is helping me make this happen. Without her help, this would not have come to fruition. Armiger Serena, who has made portable signs for marking off a DEIB section, and she brings them to every event she attends and makes sure that they are used. Feedback has been positive from the populace. Also at Vinheim's Coronet, there were large laminated signs that were held up during court as the populace received awards showing what awards were being given. It listed the award type and had pictures of the award on it, and that was extremely helpful for those who were sitting at the back edges of court. And she would love to see that spread throughout the kingdom. I would like to announce the beginning of the DEIB post-event survey after events. I'm going to be posting a Google Docs survey specifically for DEIB concerns and ideas to make our events more accessible. And that this survey has been approved by Society Seneschal, Kingdom Seneschal, Honorable Armiger Castiana, the Society DEIB officer, and Kingdom Seneschal. It can be completely anonymous if you choose, or you can leave contact information to be contacted by the DEIB team. We are testing it out right now as a way to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the populace with DEIB and accessibility concerns. To deputies, you are doing good work. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We are in need of Central Regional DEIB deputy. If this is something you might be interested in, then please feel free to contact me at diversity@seneschal.ansteorra.org on Facebook or at Sorcia McCullough. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Seneschal. We really appreciate all the work that you're doing, as well as managing all of the other offices and bringing their knowledge to us as well. All right. Next up on my list, I have the Earl Marshal, Absalom.
Greetings, Your Majesties. Greetings, everyone. I can't thank all the people who ran their hours today enough. All the Deputy Earl Marshals and their deputies that ran their classes today were fantastic. The amount of information and the quality of information provided was amazing. Keep in mind that there are updates to society laws, and we are going to be working on updates to the kingdom laws in conjunction with those. We're also going to be doing updates to AMP, and AMP, I can't thank you guys enough for everything that you do. Once I compile all the changes that need to occur, then I'll be passing those on. And beyond that, all I can do is remind everybody to report on time and report from your official email for your office. Other than that, everybody take care.
Awesome. Thank you for that update, Epsilon. Yes, the AMP team has been doing an incredible job. Thank you for that shout out too. I'm sure that they appreciate it. All right, next up on my list, we have the Minister of Arts and Sciences, John Severn.
Hello. I'd want to mention a couple of highlights real quick while we have the moment. We had 62 classes at this year's Kingdom Collegium. This was an outstanding turnout. Unfortunately, I have been very waylaid with mundane things. A little one. So that has kept me very busy. So please forgive me. I'm going to take a moment. I'd really like to call out Charles DeGray and Alice, both from Moonshadow, for their outstanding work in helping put that event on, as well as Mistress Marguerite. They have gone above and beyond to help get those things squared away in my absence. I would also like to mention that we are seeing a huge diversity in artistic talents and skills and the sciences. This is usually we see a pretty good diversity, but we're seeing actually some really, really top-notch stuff coming out, and very, very diverse. So it's very nice to see, and I want to strongly encourage people to continue that. Also, I would like to strongly encourage people who are interested in experimental archaeology to continue to do that, because we've actually been a leader in that at Gulf War. In that respect, other kingdoms are following us in how we are learning how to judge it, how to move forward, and how to make sure that those people who are engaging in those disciplines get recognized and understood. Because believe it or not, it's a complicated process, and there's a lot of work involved. So I want to encourage anybody who's interested in that, please reach out to the Laurels, or even contact me directly, as we want to see people continue to strive forward in those endeavors. In the interest of keeping this relatively brief, I also want to mention that Kingdom ANS is coming up very soon. It will be September 12th, and the registration is open. And if you haven't seen it, you can go to the Grey Woods event page for Kingdom ANS. There's links there, as well as on most of the major Facebook pages. If you have any problems finding it, please contact me. I would highly encourage anyone who has thought about entering Kingdom ANS, if you want to enter, give me, reach out to me. I can help explain what needs to happen. And I would highly encourage you to enter. To everyone else who likes to watch some of the best artisans and people who are engaged in the sciences side, you should definitely come to this event. You will see things that will truly boggle your mind, because there's a lot of work that goes into this, and every year we're getting better and stronger and just more diverse in these skills that are displayed. So highly recommend it, and can't say enough good about it. That being said, we're seeing a lot of activity. Again, a good testament of that is the Kingdom Collegium, 62 classes. That's huge. So we're doing great. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And that's basically it for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. I can echo your sentiments there about the diversity of all the wonderful arts and sciences we're seeing these days. I love getting to talk with artisans and learn new things about the different stuff that's going on in the kingdom. So thank you for updating us on all of that. Next up, I have our Star Principal Herald, Sigrid.
Hello, I am Sigrun Sveiningsdottir Iberka, and I am the Star Principal Herald for another several months. We have 63 heraldic officers in the College of Heralds. 50 are warranted, 2 are royal staff, 2 are coronet staff for Ventame, 9 are College of Scribes. We have 4 locations in Ansteorra that are choosing the no herald option due to size. These are groups that right now are finding it difficult to have a herald because they don't have enough people in their group to hold the officer positions, and that's fine. So we created the no herald option for them. We have one baronial location in Ansteorra choosing a no herald option due to staffing decisions at this time, and this was the choice of the seneschal and the baron and baroness. The College of Heralds is constantly moving, growing, and evolving in every aspect. In late 2025 and the beginning of 2026, we had implemented educational onboarding and training for the first 90 days of a new herald in office, and we follow up training and support them at the 1-year mark. During the past 6 months, from roundtable to roundtable, this has been a huge success on the local level with the officers that have chosen to participate in this. It's been wonderful. We have implemented extra structural training through deputy positions so that heralds can volunteer to shadow and see if they like an office before they take the process of applying for the office and doing the office. And this has also worked out very well for the officers that have chosen to utilize this. And we hope to continue this as we go through the year. The Sigillarius Herald has created SVG PNGs and vectors and a packet for signs that every barony, every shire, every group in the kingdom and Vintame can order. It doesn't cost any money. They will send a packet and they will tell you how to produce the signs that you hold up that has a graphic of the award and the name of it and everything else, so that you can use this for your DEIB and heraldry in court or on the side of the list field to say what is happening and who's getting an award and what the award is, mostly for people that are deaf or have difficulty hearing. And it even works to walk down the aisle with for people that are in the very back of the room and can't hear. And if you would like for your group to have those, just email the Sigillarius at herald.ansteorra.org, and they will make sure that you get all that packet information and they will support you with that. Ansteorra Heraldic and Scribal Symposium happened in June 27th, 2026, and it was a huge success. I would like to give a hat tip to Master Brian O'Hulian, the head of our treasure, our education department. He works generally with the Star Signet to put on the classroom aspect of this event. And the Star Signet was not available to help work with that. So he worked with Honorable Lord Thomas de Groot, and between the two of them, they had a wonderful class program for scribal as well as heraldry. I would also like to thank the stewards, who are Centurion Charles the Grey of Moonshadow and Lady Alice Levine. They did an amazing job. The location was perfect. The classrooms were perfect. The teacher structure was it was just really over the top, just amazing. And also, I would like to thank the Medieval Studies group at OSU for providing us an atmosphere and a place to have such a wonderful event. We hired a new Zodiacus. It is Alexander Crane, who immediately turned around the following weekend and won Coronet of Vindhame. So his ER deputy, Reese Ap Tudor App Win, will be the emergency deputy and running Zodiacus for the next 6 months, while Alexander Crane is Prince of the Principality. So we appreciate him very much, and please, everybody, support him and the princess. It's very important to support our principality in that way. We also hired a new sable crane, that is Magnifica Beatrice Funton. She is doing an amazing job catching up because we were without an achievement herald for a while. And we recently, yesterday, hired a new Sanguine Bastion Principality herald for Vintame. His name is Honorable Lord David Caertherdin. I'm trying to learn Welsh. It's hard. I'm a Viking. but I think that's it. And he also is going to do an amazing job for Ventam, and we appreciate him very much. The only other information I have is that the Office of Star Principal Herald is open for applications. We will be taking applications until August 31st, 2026, unless we have not received enough to make a good choice. And then I will extend and we will keep the applications open for another 30 days. We also are looking for a Central Regional Eclipse Herald, and we are accepting applications for that office until it is filled. That is all I've got for you right now, but it's been a wonderful 6 months in heraldry, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. Thank you, Your Majesties, very much, and thank you, Your Royal Heirs.
Thank you for that wonderful update. We really appreciate how you're thinking about the sustainability and training of those offices, as well as making things easy for folks to get involved with those silent heralding signs and being able to know what's going on in court a little bit more easily. So we appreciate all of your hard work there. All right, next up I have on my list is the Exchequer.
I lost my notes. Give me a second. Technology. Hello, Ansteorra. Reporting is doing very well. Everybody is still learning the nuances of the new report form. And I want to do a special thank you to Centurion Sean McDaniel for taking the lead on this for me and teaching the class on how to use this. He's done an excellent job and made it very simple for me to keep my eyes on other things that need to be taken care of. I want to appreciate everyone and say thank you to them for all the help that they do in the jobs that are associated with the Office of the Exchequer, including those who work gate. It's very important. Next, we have had a change in society policy. Comp passes that required that non-members pay non-members the surcharge. However, disability service providers who are attending solely to provide disability-related service will not be charged that non-member surcharge. So that is a small change that's happened regarding NMR fees that people need to be aware of. In the office, we've all got upcoming work in the Office of the Exchequer. Financial policy reviews, updates, inventories, and budgets are coming up. So if you're an officer, please start getting prepared to submit your budget request for the 2027 new year. We have open positions, and the irony is it's all my deputies, my NMR deputy, my training deputy, my Doomsday, my PayPal deputy. They're all at or nearing the end of their term, and we need to find replacements. And my Kingdom ER deputy needs to step back, and the focus of this is that you will spend a year as my ER deputy learning the office and hopefully take over after that year, hold the office for 2 years, and then step down for a year. It's working as ER deputy like Sean has done. Please consider volunteering to help at events, because teamwork makes the dream work, and even a couple hours of your time usually means somebody else can go play for a little while. I want to thank you to everyone who holds offices. Without you, we could not continue sharing this dream. Thank you, Your Majesties. Thank you, Ansteorra.
And thank you so much for all of the hard work that you put in. It was great that you were staying all on top of the new changes to society. So we appreciate you letting us all know about that, as well as making sure the populace knows about all those deputy positions open. I hope that you can make sure to keep some deputies around. I don't know how you've lost all of them.
Just a timing issue, Your Majesty, just timing.
I suspected, however. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for your service. Next up, I've grouped all of our communications related officers together so that they can speak about how to communicate who we are and what we're doing, both to people that are within Ansteorra and without Ansteorra. Of course, first I would call up our Chatelaine. However, he was not able to make it today. I just still want to say thank you so much, Macaulay, for all of the work that you're doing for that office. Give us some shout out there. And then the next officer that I'm going to pass the mic to will then be the social media officer, Drew Drake. You are muted, Drew.
Wow, showing my age here. My name is Danya Drew Drake. I'm the Kingdom Social Media Officer. And as of just a few months ago, I am officially a Greater Officer of Ansteorra. So thank you to their majesties for that. This quarter, we have grown throughout our social media channels. We've created a podcast and hired more local social media officers. Something that we are announcing this roundtable. If you are interested in helping create content for our official channels, my office has created an Ansteorran content submission form. This is for photos, videos, ideas, stories, and I will be sharing that later this weekend on all of our different socials, and it will be available in the Kingdom Resource Library. I want to thank the amazing deputies who help create and share the amazing things that our kingdom is doing, both locally and at a kingdom-wide level. And I want to thank their majesties specifically for the support that they are giving me in this office and helping it grow. If you are interested in helping with social media in any way, either locally or at a kingdom level, please send me an email. It is on the website. And let's see what we can do working together. Keep following, subscribing, interacting, and thank you all.
Thank you so much, Drew. I really appreciate how you've really dove in and made this office really great. All the time you've spent in it. I know even before it was a kingdom level office, but really appreciate all of the time you're spending and putting things together for the kingdom to use. All right, next up on my list, I do have the web minister, Colfina. And before she begins, I would like to give a big shout out to her and the AMP team, because they've really just, every time we get to meet with them, it's so amazing to see the things that they're working on and all the wonderful stuff. I'm sure she'll be updating us all on those wonderful things, but just wanted to give that shout out because we are so appreciative.
Thank you, Your Majesty. And I, if the AMP team is not in this call, I will absolutely pass that along to everybody on the team as well. So before I get into my report for this State of the Kingdom, I have to make two acknowledgments, both of which I will summarize with: sometimes technology forces you to adapt. I normally would have joined this call from my Kingdom Webmaster account, but working on Roundtable, I've had to join this meeting from the Roundtable account. And normally I would turn my camera on, and as I mentioned to the great officers just a little bit ago, unfortunately, my camera died a very sparky death earlier today, and I haven't had a chance to fix it. So I apologize. I normally would love to do this on camera, but you have to listen to my voice for updates from the web ministry. So without further ado, I will get into this. I first want to start and introduce myself. At the last State of the Kingdom, I was the ER deputy for the Kingdom Web Minister and have now rotated into the position. I am very grateful for my predecessor, Osa, for carrying the department, and I'm happy to step into those shoes. For folks who don't know me, and especially because my camera is off, I am Colfina Nkira Otar's daughter. I am a member of the Order of the Pelican. I am currently the Baroness of Bringolad and the Lady of Hell's Gate, so it's very possible that you have seen my name around, but now you probably will see my name attached to more things web as I start my tenure. I am local to Bringolad in the southern region and have served once before as Kingdom Web Minister, and I'm super happy to jump into that again. All right, talk of the state of the office. State of the office currently, just to kind of give you a sense of scale, I currently, in the web ministry, I have 14 local web ministers warranted, plus 2 deputies to local web ministers, so 16 folks there. And at the kingdom level, I have 11 deputies. So that puts me, the department, at about 27 people who are managing all sorts of realms of websites, tech, administration. It is mid-July, which means I am also in the process of receiving and processing quarterly reports from local web ministers. At the moment, I have received 11 out of 14 quarterly reports. The due date was like Wednesday. So with Roundtable kind of generally mucking everybody's schedules up, I'm considering that a huge success, and we'll follow up to process those. So if you're local web and you haven't submitted them, do it now. And that'll be great. I've kind of grouped my report into topics. So first I'm going to start with the kind of Kingdom website. Talking on the highlights of big projects. I've been working with our Kingdom Chatelaine, Viscount Macaulay, to finally move our websites and email domains away from Hospitaller and into adopting Chatelaine in places. Did a big old pass on the Kingdom site to convert everything to Chatelaine, and have been working with our server admin Emma to do the same with our email accounts. Lest you worry that your email will be disrupted, the plan is for a long period of time essentially to have both the Hospitaller version of your email address and the Chatelaine work at the same time. One will forward to the other. So we shouldn't see any disruption of service as we make that migration. But this is me formally announcing we're making the change. So if you've got, if you're still using Hospitaller, start migrating to Chatelaine, because our sites and our emails are all doing the same. Recently, I had an awesome sync with our officer application coordinator to sync up and streamline how our officer applications are like to who they're CC'd and where they're going. And that was a phenomenal sync that I think will help make a streamlined process for everybody across the kingdom, not just people who are applying, but also people who expect to receive those applications. And I'm going to continue that collaboration because it already has made things smoother for everybody. So that's very exciting. I want to mention 3 upcoming things related to the websites. One is expect to see either me or through your local web ministers, kind of a revitalization of the push and the drive to have all of your event information on your website. I have absolute understanding and respect for the diversity of our populace, the different preferences when it comes to social platforms and where you like to receive your information. And I've already, even today, had good conversations with our web ministers how to solve the problem of we diversely use our platforms, but we want everybody to receive the information. And we've had some really good ideas about how to centralize that on our websites and then push it out to your preferred platforms. So look forward to more information about that. And do not be surprised if you see me or any of our other web ministers saying, but is it on the website? Can you include the website link? That is something that we want everybody to echo, because our websites, it's so important for our information to be on their websites, because our website is the one truly accessible platform that us as a kingdom have. It's publicly accessible. You don't need an account to log in. You can share it on any platform that you want. And so look for me to continue to drive that. And I've already had some conversations with like our Chatelaines, our social media officers. So it's going to be a collaborative effort, but I'm warning you now, you're going to see more about it. The other 2 website improvements that are you'll probably see an announcement about is I'm going to be working with our Seneschal's training deputy, Dame Nicaise, to do some updates, improvements to the Ansteorra training page. This will be relevant for folks who need to take their warranting classes or get warranted in between roundtables. And I've also been working on, we're going to be doing some improvements, some cleanup, and better nav and organization on our Marshall websites. Things have gotten a little scattered, and we're going to try and clean that up and make them a little more streamlined. Those are all upcoming. There's no set plans, but it's things that I'm looking for in the near future. Next, I will do a couple of brief notes about our IT infrastructure. These are not things that folks see all the time, but I think it's important to highlight that they exist. I'm happy to report that our payments to SiteGround are up to date. This is where we get our hosting for our WordPress instances, so all of our websites are gonna stick around. Our DreamHost subscriptions are also up to date. DreamHost is where we host our databases, the wiki, the OP. We preserve and respect reserve our web domains. So all of our subscriptions are up to date there. I will note, and several folks have reported this to me related to DreamHost, it's also where we host our discussion email lists. Several folks have reached out to me, and I am aware that there have been some, I think the best way to describe it is like a degradation of service when it comes to our email lists. That is, like, I'm aware of it. It's a change that our hosting provider has worked, and I'm already in discussions with our server admin to investigate other options. And right now I can report that basically I have sync planning meetings scheduled, and we have a plan, a targeted plan that shouldn't disrupt service. So folks shouldn't need, like, we're not going to make everybody resubscribe to the mailing list. It should be a smooth migration, but there may be a little bit of lift and shift behind the scenes related to our email lists that hopefully will address the messages not sending, that kind of stuff that's been reported to me. All right, last two big topics that I have is, if you haven't gotten through the end of today without hearing about AMP, you're going to hear about it now. Me and the AMP team have been working a whole lot to develop and test the newest release of AMP. It's going to be rolling out tomorrow, and we're calling it the Royal Recognition Refactoring. It's very alliterative. The big changes in that module is our awards module is getting a big ol' update so that our nobles, that's Landeds, Vinheim Coronet, Crown, are going to be able to group awards. Once they affirm that an award is going to be given, they can delegate awards to staff. There's controls around permissions and who can see what. There is a request for feedback option that's built in, and we also have a soft launch of a court agenda feature. And we're very, very excited for those to roll out and for our nobility from Crown to Landeds to test that out and give us feedback to help refine it. The few folks that we showed it to have been super excited, so I'm also excited. The AMP 1.5 also has improvements to our waivers model, user experience, and several backend updates that I want to highlight. One is we have expanded it to include multi-tenancy support. That specifically will make it easier for our partner kingdoms to onboard. And there's another big one is we have on the back end adopted dynamic workflows to replace hard-coded business rules. We did a little a show and tell of this in the middle of the day, which was very exciting. And it honestly has made so much of the configuration so much easier, and will make it easier for our partner kingdoms and potentially society, but you didn't hear it from me. I have aspirations, and so do we all. And then on the back end, we also did a migration from to Azure for hosting. We were on DreamHost. I mentioned DreamHost is also the one we've had a change in their support for discussion lists. So we moved to essentially a more stable hosting platform for AMP, which is good for everybody. Looking forward, I'm going to be releasing, and you'll see a post about it, with updated training information, new quick sheets, that kind of stuff. And then we've already got our kind of aiming towards January releases in the works. Final thoughts. Roundtable is a big event, and even this big event is relatively small on the scale of staff compared to other events we see in the kingdom. But even so, it is important for me, and I would not I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the folks who made this event possible. So I want to do some shout outs and then I'll pass it back to Your Majesty. So first, thank you so much to Her Excellency Adwin, our class coordinator, for wrangling all of us great officers and getting our schedule up. Our recording coordinator was Dame Nicaise, who's also the Kingdom Training Deputy that I will continue to work with. We had 11 people volunteer as room hosts. Quickly, Zubaida, Jahan de Montauban, Bex of the Steps, Beatrix Fontaine, Esme Malaspina, Willow McMurray, Arnora Orthilkar, Nicolette DeVille, Evelyn Cameril, Delphina de Champeau, and Astrid Verloren. We had 3 of those from Vinheim, 6 from Central, 2 from Southern, and combined, those people covered 35 meetings today, spanning 37 hours. And also at the same time, we had 4 volunteers who helped us record classes, actually 5. Zubaida, Beatrix, Katarina, and Jahan, who have helped capture some of these classes so that they can be accessible to folks after this event. I did a quick peek at our attendance and feedback surveys. So if you haven't filled it out, do it. Currently had, I think, 102 respondents, people who filled out the survey. On average per hour, we had 109 people in meetings, and a maximum that I counted at one time was about 121. So just to give you a sense of scale, I know it's hard in a virtual meeting to realize like how many people are in an event. So I like sharing those numbers because those are big. Last 2 thoughts. I am so proud and thankful for everybody who volunteers as a local web minister. Thank you to everybody today who brought forward questions, ideas, and especially requests for the website, for AMP, and IT overall. I've made notes, and I'm going to work on them moving forward. So thank you all. And thank you, Your Majesties. Back to you. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Colbina, for those wonderful updates. We really appreciate how you are being thoughtful about how these different platforms are working together to make sure everybody has all of the right information, especially being so thoughtful about all of the different behind the scenes aspects of the web ministry. We really appreciate that you're managing all of those different things. And yeah, the AMP stuff is really cool. So I'm glad you got to do some demos today and show us what's up. So thank you so much for all of that. Last but not least on my list, I have our Kingdom Chronicler. Esteem, take it away.
Hello. First, I would like to say hello to the Kingdom. And I would like to thank all of the chroniclers who so far this year have done an amazing job. No major issues to speak of. I would like to specifically thank all the new regionals that have come on within the past 6 months. Escarlata de Granada, Koke Gan, Quinlan, Birch Wilkin, I'm mispronouncing, I'm sure. They have really helped with getting the support we need to the local branches. If you may have seen the post about this, but I am attempting to put together a next 2nd edition functionally of the Voices of the Star. If you remember back in 2004, it was a lot original submissions from within the kingdom, not necessarily about like Ansteorra specifically, but just original poems, songs, whatnot. I have about 4 weeks left that you can still enter stuff for that. A lot of people had an issue with the form because they didn't want to use Google Chrome. But if you look at the directions on the Facebook site, you can just email me directly if you're not comfortable with that form in general. So that's fine. That is an option. Also, during all the meetings today, a lot of the local chroniclers were saying how they would like to see more stuff being submitted just for articles. So I would encourage if you just finished a cool project or took a cool picture, just submit it to your local newsletter, just so it can be in there that people can appreciate it as well. There's one open office right now to finish out. Solier that is open for a while. But if you are there and are interested, just let me or your seneschal know. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all of your hard work, Estienne. I know it's a wonderful thing to be able to keep track of our kingdom's history and make sure everybody is knowing what's going on throughout the kingdom through the newsletters. Guys, thank you so much all for attending this wonderful roundtable. We really appreciate all of the hard work that goes into these classes, as well as all of the work that goes on behind the scenes of organizing everything going on in the kingdom, making sure that all of the gears keep moving and that Ansteorra is as wonderful as it is. I know that we can have a lot of the fun that we can have because folks are working diligently behind the scenes to make these things happen. So greater officers, local officers, regional officers, everybody just give yourselves a round of applause right now because we really, really appreciate all of the different things that you're doing to make Ansteorra what it is. Yes. So I know that we're really looking forward to heading to Pennsic next. That's going to be the next thing on horizon. And then we're heading into the fall eventing season. We're just so excited that we're able to work with everyone and make all of these wonderful things happen. It's a dream to get to be in this position and to work with all of you and make the dream happen. It's really, really fantastic.
Yeah, just thank you everyone again, and please everyone have a good rest of the weekend. And if you are going to Pennsic, so hopefully we'll see you there, and drive safe if you're driving, or you got to drive at least a little bit. So drive safe if you're going to Pennsic,
Yes.
or any other event, I guess.
Safe travels, and we'll see you all soon.